Hey folks, Dave here, and welcome back to a winter wonderland here at Oberlin Station in Fallout 4. Yes, wintertime mods, just in time for spring, right? I'm here at Oberlin, where I had created a Metro Exodus inspired settlement location with a metro station and an underground area that was actually fake. I'll link you guys to that video in the description and here on the screen, but just a quick refresher, if I clip through the terrain right here, you can see I've got a whole work in progress metro station down there, and there's the top of it that I built along with this park. Today though, I want to check out a couple of mods that you guys suggested that I try out to complete that metro experience. I'm still working my way through Metro Exodus myself, but now that I've gotten a few of my crashing issues resolved here in Fallout 4, I'm ready to get back to some building, and I think it would be fun to just dive right back in here at the Metro themed settlement. See, I'm also reading the Metro books right now, so I'm just kind of in the zone, if you will. The first mod that we're going to look at is pretty obvious. It's the one that's doing most of the environment and snow and texture effects here. It's called simply Winter Overhaul for Commonwealth. It adds a pretty good number of snow textures to everything. As you guys can see, a few of my modded objects like these bushes here, which I think are from maybe the Homemaker mod. Things that use custom textures don't always get the snow texture replacement, but overall it does a pretty good job of changing almost everything in the game to this really nice icy snow effect. And he's gone in and tweaked not just the textures, but the lighting, the fog, some of the bump mapping and stuff like that. Whoops, there's a rock without snow, but it's like a 85% complete job, which is pretty solid for how many other mods I have installed. It really does give that winter wasteland feel. There's supposed to be snow as well, but I haven't seen that happening. I do have time paused right now for building, so we'll see if any snow actually shows up if I unpause time once we build some more, but let me duck over here for a second. Yeah, that just looks really, really cool. The couple of textures that aren't replaced don't bother me too much. I would recommend this mod. It is available on the Nexus here on PC, but I'm not sure if he has releases out there for Xbox and PS4. There are some issues with the underground textures where, you know, some of them have frost applied to them and some of them don't, but we'll just say that it got super cold down here last night, and some things are still frosted over. That's my immersion excuse. The second mod we're going to look at, also suggested by you guys, adds some actual Metro armors to the game, and that's called the Last Light in the Commonwealth mod. Let's see, try to get some good lighting here. Oh, there we go. I believe these are actually taken from Metro Last Light itself. And I'll turn on my HUD here so we can take a look at the inventory. The one I'm wearing is the Ranger set. It's got all kinds of individual attachments. You can do different knives and helmets, so you can wear just part of it, but just for the immersion experience, I'm going to wear the whole thing as we build some more today on this Metro station. Because besides just showing off these couple of mods to add to that Metro experience, I do want to build some more. I stopped before I detailed the whole settlement because I wanted to leave some room for building to do a Let's Build episode with you guys. So I haven't quite decided which parts we're going to work on. Maybe the galley or maybe the sleeping quarters. But like I said, I've been listening to those Metro books from Audible. So I'm definitely more in tune now with some of the different station layouts and stuff like that from the series. Really good book, by the way. A lot more existential, I guess, than I expected. It's a pretty mysterious book, and I'm quite interested to see how it ends. I thought I had
Hear about that farm run by ghouls? Isn't that something?
somebody else wearing Metro armor. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to remember which faction that is. Oh, it's the same Ranger set that I have. The mod adds a bunch more, but I hadn't gone through all of it just yet because, like I mentioned, as I was trying out these mods, I discovered a couple of really nasty crashes in my mod list, and I've just now, I believe, taken care of those, but I'm still just, you know, slightly nervous to hop into crafting a bunch of stuff while recording just in case it crashes again. I think I've solved the crashes, and I'm ready to get back into some Fallout 4 building. So they have the hazard suit, they have the Hansa outfit, the Ranger battle dress. I think that's just the base outfit. Oh yeah, heavy headgear, Hansa helmets, a really solid collection. And I think I'm going to outfit my guards with a couple of the different outfits before we're through. This person clipping through the terrain. Okay, there we go. I was about to move him with the console, but they...
Let's trade some things.
So she's got some of the Hansa gear, which is technically faction specific, but I don't see any obvious Hansa markings. So I just thought it looked really cool. Oh, come on. Mod position, Z-axis, 25. 25, 25? But yeah, it's just a cool outfit, and once we have some more guard stations set up, we're going to have a mix of the
Yes?
Metro outfits and, of course,
I'm
my
glad you're on our side.
Minutemen style settlers. I think this is one of our, yeah, civil defense outfits with the Minutemen Ranger hat there. Just like my Rangers over at Sanctuary. Anyway, guys, those are the two mods, Last Light in the Commonwealth and Winter Overhaul for the Commonwealth. For our building today, I kind of want a trader section as well. Thinking maybe I'll make part of this entranceway a few different trading booths, and then we're going to have our galley in here. Let's go ahead and get into build mode, and let's get started. It looks like we have a functional display mod, which could be helpful for building some custom shops down through here. Of course, if you guys are on PC and you also want to build at this settlement along with me with this Metro theme, you can download my template for the station from the link down in the description. It's available there on the Nexus for PC. Let's go ahead and place a couple of just the trader booths to get started. And I believe we've got some special ones under settlement keywords expanded. Whew, guys, I am rusty. I've been enjoying some time off from Fallout while I work to fix those crashes. But I've really lost my way. Here we go, Northland Diggers. We've got the Botanist, the Butcher. Ah, here we go. Would definitely make sense to have the Butcher back here. Any kind of meat would be extremely valuable, as it is in the Metro books. Just got to a part where Artyom is having to decide if he's going to eat rats on a skewer, which at the station he's at is considered a delicacy because they pickle them, I guess, in some kind of brine and then roast them on a spit. So you can apparently barely tell it's rat. But he's used to eating pig meat and some actual normal meats at his station, so he's not quite on board with the pickled rats on the skewer just yet. So yeah, I'm going to use some of these workbenches down through here as parts of someone's shop displays. One thing I've also learned from the books is tents are actually how they keep the heat in down in the Metro, so I think I'm going to place some of those today too, figure out some living quarters, but let's get a few of these shop areas figured out first. So that's a couple of the unique crafting benches. Let's go back to our default Bethesda stores. Yeah, and I kind of want to put this trader across here like this. So he's going to have his display basically blocking the aisle. And you'll have to go around this way to get into the rest of the station. So it's going to be pretty crowded. I think I decided, yeah, this is going to be the armory over here. So I'm going to go to those functional displays next. Does that actually spawn a mannequin if you place it? Whoa. Oh, that is way too creepy. His eyes move. Nope. How do I delete that? Nope. That's not going to happen. I'll place a normal mannequin, I think. That is all kinds of unsettling. Display stands, display cases. These are kind of in too good of shape. But I will put one fancy box here on the table. Thank you, Place Everywhere mod. Got some shelves here, some bookcases. Yeah, I want some kind of something on the bench here. These bookshelves are kind of too perfect as well. I know I also have under furniture and do-it-yourself, which continues to be quite the tongue twister. There we go, some rougher looking shelves, but I am running low on not shelf space, I guess, but space for shelves? Is that still called shelf space? I think I just built one underneath the terrain, but there we go. Let's not get too crowded with shelves, though. Might put one right here on the lip of the subway wall like that. It's like he's used that to mount the shelf. Nice. I like that. And now for some clutter. Do some ammo, of course. That would definitely be on a shelf where they could watch it. Let's put a piece of armor over here on display. Give the stand some more detail. Will these helmets fit right here? Nice. Yeah, I like having this bench as like a helmet display. And for armor, you kind of have it laid out so people can pick what they want. Some alcohol for the top shelf. Will it actually snap up there, though? Okay, I'll just place it manually. It's clipping just the tiniest bit. So I'll fix that by hand. We'll put alcohol on the side here. Some frosty vegetables thanks to the winter overhaul mod. Increase our movement speed. There we go. So like most of the metro stations from the book, the game's been a while for me, so I'm going to reference the book a lot more. You're going to have your trader front and center. And, oh yeah, this guy is wearing some of the armor as well. Let's assign you to the trading shop. Oh, and here we go, guys. This grate right here. We're going to hang something on that. Nope, right here. OC Decorator, which is where you can place individual items if you have them somewhere in your inventory. or the inventory of your workshops. So you've got stuff like, well, I'm low on a lot of stuff. You know, this pumpkin and whatnot. But what's cool is they're individual items that you can decorate with. So I'm going to, for example, clip that pumpkin through. And then rotate it. It's like he's been hung off right there. That looks really cool. So guys, I'm going to fast forward a bit while I decorate with a few more objects. So you guys get the idea here. You don't need to see me place every single thing. We'll give these items just a little bit of rotation. Like they've been wedged in here. Alright, back in a minute. And there you have it, guys. A few more tools. Some walking canes there. A bunch of hairbrushes. I think I'm going to actually tilt that one to be like that as well. Whoop. Wrong one. Yep, the walking canes especially worked well for that display, I think. Next up, let's work on our living quarters. And I'm actually going to move this wet floor sign. Because I think this entire area back here is going to be sleeping quarters. That means this workbench is going to have to go somewhere else. Yeah, I'm going to imagine all of this area back here is going to be sleeping quarters, because you'll get a bit of the heat from the reactor, which is in my head lore how this station has some actual electricity. Now, if I remember correctly, under structures miscellaneous, I want to say, I'm going to have a bunch of tents. Let me actually go outside so I can see what I'm going through here. What is this? Something is broken on that menu. Let's see. Of course, you've got this style tent. It does look like, unfortunately, the frost mod is going to affect a lot of the canopy textures like this one, unfortunately. This one is neat, but I've got to shrink it down some. It's kind of huge. And this is a pretty short metro station. The ones in the books described as, you know, having all the fancy archways and stuff like that. I don't want to run into this scenario right here where I can't walk through here because of the tarps. So at this point, these are almost going to be just ceiling decorations. So I can rotate them enough to make them cooperate. Well, that kind of worked out. So that arm right there is going to need a supporting leg under it, but I think, yeah, we can work with that. I almost want to put a second one of those over here. Oh, let me go into the free cam for a second and make sure that I'm not clipping through our fake underground here into the park. Okay. Because again, all this terrain I built in the workshop, it's all fake terrain. Don't want to have tents clipping through. I'm thinking of having some kind of trading location and farm out here on the surface, but for now, having way too much fun decorating the lower part of the station here. So we'll give that a pull. Just love how just the fan is frosted over. It's that outside air intake, you know, it's just so cold. I might just use a small wooden block for this one too and just clip it right into the ground. Here we go, small tarp canopy. If we resized this one, it could be useful as well. So resize it down one size and up. The magic of place everywhere. And we can't get through. Oh man, no NPC is going to be able to pathfind through here, guys. By the time we're finished with it. I mean, I think they already can't. This guy couldn't even walk over to get to his trading shop when I assigned him to it. Look at that. Yeah, the pathfinding is not going to be great. Where are you going, buddy? Oh. He just decided he's going to work on the backwards meat station, apparently. I wonder, is it actually this burner that he's attached to do that animation? I'm not entirely sure. I'll try to spin that around and see if that fixes that. Oh man. Oh nope, don't want to do that. There we go. Okay. So a little glitchy, and that pole is running right through that helmet for sale. There we go. I just like the look of these low-hanging tarps along the ceiling. I guess we're gonna have to put... Oh, that's cool. There's barbed wire. Where is that from? We're gonna have to put some kind of connection there to the ceiling. You know, guys, looking at my flooded lower metro section here, which is fake because this is where the terrain is. You can't go down any further right there. I wonder if it would be fun to have this set up where someone's got, if I resize it, like a braced canopy to put a bed on. And it's basically, you know, you're the lowest point on the hierarchy for the station. So whatever monsters come out of the flooded part below get you first, but I don't know, it's pretty spacious too. I kind of like where that's going. Oh, and here we go. And then we could have barbed spikes. Maybe not spikes, because that, if your canopy fell, you would just get impaled. But here we go. Barbed fencing to try and keep things down there. Can I resize it once? Okay, yeah, I've got an idea for that little platform there. This is definitely a fun, different kind of build. I always enjoy really close enclosed spaces when it comes to coming up with some fun detailing, like the train that I built at Bedford Station, did the contest for, and of course here in the Metro. Actually, thinking back to it, I've done a bunch of different underground settlements, and even ones that were mostly above ground tended to have hidden underground parts to them. Just gonna put a few sheets here. This is basically hanging insulation. Gonna have to keep checking this to make sure that I'm not clipping through stuff. What's out here? Okay, I am clipping through just a little bit. Where'd it go? But it's hidden down in this bush. Perfect. Don't want tarps sticking through the terrain. Not a big fan of how frosted these look, but I guess we can say it's not the snow mod, it's just white tarps, right? Ooh. Grabbed that one to rotate it, and it did not like that at all. So these are really just to give the entrance some visual interest. So I'm just going to put a few poles like this to hold it all down. To give it visual interest and also for insulation purposes. I'm going to have the corner right there be the mannequin. So I'll give him a log to stand on. That one's refusing to clip into the terrain. What is the deal? As usual, place everywhere comes through. Oh, we need one more right here, it looks like. Alright, buddy, you are really bugging me. Come over here. Aha, yep, it was backwards. Well, that's good to know. Would have looked really cool with that animation if he was actually, you know, not backwards. There's some insulation. Aha. One more pole here. I'll put this right there. Seeing you have to now duck under the tarps, but yeah, that really gives some visual interest. And if you guys read the Metro 2033 book, they describe just so many tarps and canopies like this used to keep the warmth in. I'm going to guess that whoever has this spot is also pretty low on the station's VIP list because, yeah, the station needs some fresh air, but man, that's basically the cold air intake. Not where you want to be, for sure. Let's get one of those other pieces back here. Hang that up like that. Maybe even just a... Whoop! That's the wall. Just a bit lower. And clip it through like that. And there are some more tents we're going to place too. For now, let's go ahead and do a save. I like how this is going. I am trying to remember where some of the other tents that I've installed are. I am going to use Stain's structures here to put up a quick facade. Someone's gone through and built things up a little bit. Snapping on. Make that snapping off. I think I'm just gonna put a fake door in like this. So let's say, let's put the facade on. I want to snap that. And then the side there. Yeah, a curtain or something could work well. These are all frosted textures, unfortunately. Interior. There should be a curtain we can use. And I'll just use this shower curtain. So this is somebody's little hovel home right there. That's actually in their tent. Let's not do that. Looking for these pallets right here. Use those as a bed. This guy could even have his bed be on a trolley so it's off the ground. But the reason I was looking for pallets was for whoever is stuck over here. I'm pretty happy with this idea. You've got the pallet there. Let's tilt it just a bit. This is going to be fun. So a pallet there. Let's go over to... Wait, before we go. Anywhere else we want a pallet? Let's do one there. And then I like that cart idea again for just getting off the floor. Don't forget to lock the wheels. But yeah, going back to my tunnel idea here. Beds. Turn off clipping. Where's just there's the bare mattress. So first up, we're going to have 2 sleeping bags. Actually, let's get a different colored one. Oh, and here's the tents. Can we even fit one of those now? Kind of. Let's just, wow, we can't actually mod that. Set size. What's the command? Disable and enable. I don't think that worked, so we're just going to have to deal with it as is. It clips a bit, but I like the idea of, you know, somebody having a tent. Where's the door? Is it a zipper or just tie downs? I can't tell. There's the mattress. Let's do that, actually. It's pretty big. So, of course, you know, if you're sleeping on something like that, you've got to have something for storage for your stuff. You can have one person have his little gear stash down here on the stairs. Actually, let's do one over here too. Kind of, if we lean it just a bit, like this. Yeah, hopefully you're not a violent sleeper. You either fall into the lower tunnel or down onto the barbed wire, but space is space, right? We'll give this guy an actual locker up here. And maybe a full-size locker if we lean that as well. I like it. So just to give this the final touch, we're going to go back to settlement keywords expanded, which is where OC decorator is hiding. Get a few personal items. What do I have in stock here? Come on, icons load. This is on an SSD as well, and it is going slow. Got camera. We got some sheets. Definitely want some kind of covering. I imagine this is not the warmest part of the station by any means, over this flooded tunnel. That's plenty, I think, for their personal effects. One good item to place is usually any kind of bowl or something like they've been eating, making a mess in bed. And let's just give one of these guys a drink. What do we got in stock? Got some bourbon. Which is in danger of falling down into the tunnel. There we go, guys. That looks pretty lived in. Outside of all this food bits here, do we have any packaged food that they could be hoarding away? Lots of raw food. Alright. Yeah, I've got to go out and do some junk looting here. Getting low on all the detail objects. I like how that turned out. I think, honestly, guys, all that's missing for this part is to give the roof a bit of canopy as well. So let's do structures again. Miscellaneous. That. Miscellaneous. Really got to go through and figure out where the other canopies and tents went. I know I added them. They're in here somewhere. That almost looks cozy, you know, besides the you're sleeping over a flooded tunnel bit. There's no fire barrels back here. My intention was that the reactor would be your main source of heat, but it still just looks pretty chilly to me. But this has been a refreshing return here, guys. It's good to be back building a bit here, but I think we are running a bit low on time. So here's something I want you guys to vote on. Should I add more beds and sleeping quarters in the bathrooms, or would they actually be using these former Metro bathrooms for the station's current inhabitants? You guys vote down in the comments and be the judge. Put a wall bed there. Put a wall bed there. And a wooden barrier. Woo! Even I'm having a hard time navigating through this, guys. How big is that two-piece? Oh, that's way too big. Just to board up the end of the shop here. Actually, I'm going to put this piece of wall like this. So this person kind of scoots through here to get into their tent, and this will give them a little bit more noise reduction. This is starting to feel pretty cozy. Storage barrel there. What are these, sandbags and whatnot? Help hold the wall down. This guy is just stuck right in the walkway. Oh, these guys need some beds back here. Oh yeah, Thematic and Practical's got all the fun beds. Let's actually move this box out of the way. Store that pallet, and we'll use one of these big beds. There's the sleeping bags. This guy's just gonna have one on the cart. It's more fun if you tilt it just slightly. Give this guy a sleeping bag. And Mr. Cart Guy here a sleeping bag. And with that, guys, I think all we have left is just a little bit of micro decoration for the personal quarters back here in the sleeping area. So I'm going to speed things up, and we'll be back in a few minutes with a few more of those details in place. As I was decorating, guys, I remembered one thing that was very, very important in the Metro, and that was pre-war books were absolutely huge. So I'm going to... See, we already have some helmets on display. I'm going to put those helmets away. I'm going to move our toilet paper to more or less front and center. And this is now books for sale over here on the bench. That really ties in well with the, well, the Metro book. No pun intended. Originally, I guess. Oh, they even have bins of books. This is really cool. So now we have our general store, and I will exit out of the workshop, and I'll show you guys the decorations that I added. This guy has some books, which reminded me of the bookstore. This guy's got a shelf under his bunk with some, you know, water and medical supplies, stuff like that. This guy's got a Vault Tech set of, it's like a Pit Boy helmet, lunch boxes. Back here we've got little toy box for the kids in the station, and someone's got their own personal holotape radio. So yeah, guys, this is the merging of my Metro Exodus immersion and, of course, my General Dave Fallout 4 Empire. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this build. I know I'm definitely enjoying the extra bit of creativity this theme has brought about. I think next time I'm going to work on the galley here. Already got a good initial layout. But yeah, if you guys are building here as well, or if you've worked on your own metro station, definitely share it down in the comments, because I always love a good underground settlement. For now, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all next time.